Okay, they are going with a tornado warning now for Leavenworth County. So like I said, it's time to be in the basement, be in your shelter at this time, because they're not getting around with this thunderstorm. It has very tight rotation in it, and it is producing tornadic signatures on our radar. And that is over here. This is that thunderstorm along I-70 in southwestern Leavenworth County. There you see it right there. It's moving east now at about 15 miles an hour, and that's another good indication that this storm could produce a tornado, is because that rotation in that storm is so strong, it's able to veer that storm from going northeast and actually make it turn towards the east. That is some strong rotation. So folks, take it seriously. If you're in Leavenworth County, the southern portion of Leavenworth County, and you're receiving MetroWeather, which is exclusively on Time Warner Cable, you need to be in your shelter at this time. And I dare say folks over in Lenexa, Shawnee, Merriam, Bonner Springs, Edwardsville, while you don't need to be heading for the shelter right now, you've got to be able to make your plans, because it's this thunderstorm, if it continues towards the east and then actually goes off towards the southeast, northwestern Johnson County and southern Wyandotte County could be in trouble. So let me step over here for just a moment and shut these things off so we've got them.
This is Leavenworth County. We have a tornado on the ground. It'll be at about K32, about 6 miles straight west of Linwood.
Okay, we have a tornado on the ground now. It's along Highway K32, just west of Linwood. That puts that right in this area. So now, folks, this is a serious event. K32 Highway, right out by Linwood. We're just listening here. I want to catch this information, but there is a tornado on the ground being reported by the sheriff's office there in the area.
We do have debris. We do have a good debris cloud at this time.
Hold on.
About 1 mile north of K32 and a mile south of I-70.
A mile north of K32 and a mile south of I-70, there is debris cloud, and then we have a tornado on the ground. They are reporting a lot of debris in the air right now. That's the thunderstorm that we were just talking about, folks. Be in your shelter. I know a lot of folks can watch MetroWeather out in that area. You need to be underground right now. There is a debris cloud with this tornado. It is on the ground. It's no longer something that's hypothetical that we're talking about that is in the air. It is on the ground, and it is moving towards the east, northeast at about 30 miles an hour. I'm going to step off, see if I can't zoom in on that just a little bit better. Okay, here's what we're looking at. Here's Linwood right here, okay? Here is the tornadic activity. Now, it's just south of I-70 and just north of K32. You know, along that flatland area, that nice ride that you can take on K32, just to the north of K32, just to the south of I-70, we have a tornado on the ground. Stand by. I'm just kind of listening in, but it looks... Let me stand by for just a moment. I want to get some more information and turn that up just a bit. It sounds as if perhaps the people at the track are saying, hey, we may have to take some drastic action here real quick. But right now, we have a tornado on the ground. It's producing a debris cloud. That means it's churning up the ground. It's hitting something. And they have a very good visual on it. It's moving towards the east-northeast at 30 miles an hour and tracking straight to the northeast. Let me get some information. I'll be right back. Okay, again, it's about 6 miles to the west of 6 miles to the south of Tonganoxie, just to the west of Linwood, Kansas. Now, Linwood, yeah, it looks like it may go north of you, but I tell you what, you better be in your shelter right now because it's serious business. We have debris cloud on the ground. That means that tornado has touched down and it is doing damage. Right now, it is south of I-70, yet north of K32. Now, thinking in that area, it's not really widely populated, but I guarantee you there's people living out there. Businesses along I-72 are going to have to kind of watch that. Let me step across here just a bit. Folks in DeSoto, I'd be watching this storm very good too. People in Bonner Springs, Bayshore, be watching the storm as it tracks straight towards the east, northeast at about 30 miles an hour. And we do have from the Kansas Highway Patrol, I guess is where the actual sighting came from. They said, yes, we see the tornado. It is on the ground. It is producing a debris cloud. It is doing damage, and hopefully no one's getting hurt. Hopefully they were well aware, listening to one of us on the media, whether it be one of the other channels or right here on Metro Weather. They are in their shelter right now. They've heard the tornado sirens going off too, and they're safely underground and not out there trying to film something or cause a lot of problems for people that need to get into that area to provide relief for people that are going to be needing to have help real quickly. So we do have a tornado on the ground. Again, 6 miles south of Tonganoxie. It's a mile north of K32 and a mile south of I-70. And that's just about right in between, because those highways are not that far apart when you're in this area. And that tornado is doing damage on the ground, moving towards the northeast at about 30 miles an hour, I believe is what they said. So this is a bona fide, real tornado warning for the area that we were just been talking about in southern Leavenworth County. Also probably,
National Weather Service, this is Emergency Management, Wyandotte County.
I'm going to stand by for just a moment, step off, and want to hear this.
Thank you. We acknowledge that. Pleasant Hill weather clear.
Okay, all they were saying is Wyandotte County said, hey, we're on the board now. We want to be apprised of any situation that's coming our way also, because this tornado on the ground is going to be a big problem for them. Let's switch to the other radar and see what's going on there. Now there you can see this thunderstorm that's moved into the area. It's right along this area here that tornado is now on the ground, and we have not heard that it's picked up off the ground as of yet, so we have to assume that it's probably still on the ground. But they were warning Wyandotte County that, hey, that thing is tracking right along I-70. Folks, we've got a ton of folks out there at that race. And that's who the race people were talking to the Weather Service on the radio a moment ago, saying we got to move these people out of here probably and do something real quick about this, because that storm is heading right for that area. The Legends, Community America Ballpark, the Sandstone, used to be Sandstone Theater up there, the big amphitheater. But that thunderstorm right south of I-70 and just north of 32 Highway, it's tracking off there pretty quick. I want to step off once again. I want to make sure that we're updating the secondary radar so we can see what's going on with it.
Severe weather situation in the Kansas City area. Here is a look at the most current MetroWeather Doppler radar. Please stay with MetroWeather for continuous coverage on the severe weather in the area.
Pleasant Hill weather to Wyandotte County. That's Wyandotte County.
10 storms in the area will be indicated by the legend on the left of your screen. The movement of the most intense storms will be indicated by an arrow with this symbol.
Okay, again, we want to let you know what's going on. I'm going to switch back to our other radar because it's giving us a better picture of it right now. There you can see the rotation and the tornado that's on the ground. The National Weather Service has just now warned Wyandotte County that this thunderstorm with the tornado is going to track right very close to the Kansas Speedway, and they're letting Wyandotte County know that right now because they need to get out there and do something about this because of the crowds that are out there. And they've got this thunderstorm tracking right up to the raceway itself, or maybe just a little to the north of the raceway. But folks, on these tornadoes that are on the ground, you can't tell where they're going to go. Now you can have a general idea they're going to track towards the northeast, but it could go any way it wants to once it's on the ground producing damage, which is what it's doing right now along Highway K32 and Highway I-70. Now we also heard just a second ago from the Kansas Highway Patrol that further back and towards the west, out towards the Lawrence Service Center, they're seeing more rotations in the clouds there. So another storm behind this one could produce tornadic activity now. But right now, and we don't want to alarm anyone, but we certainly want to educate you to know what you need to do when this happens, is that Wyandotte County has been advised that this thunderstorm with the tornado on the ground is tracking right towards the Kansas Speedway, the Legends, and Community America Ballpark, and they're taking actions right now, whatever they have And I know that they studied this. I've been to seminars with them up there. They know what to do when this happens, and I'm sure that they're getting underway right now with emergency precautions for those people as this tornado continues on the ground along I-70 and K-32 heading towards the I-70 435 split at about 30 miles an hour. We have not heard from law enforcement personnel that this tornado is off the ground as of yet. So all we can assume from what we're hearing from the weather spotters out in the field is that this thunderstorm with the tornado on the ground continues, and it's continuing to cause damage along the I-70 and K-32 corridors. It moves into the Kansas City metro area. So that's what's happening. Let's switch back to the other radar now, so we can keep you up to date. Here's all the thunderstorm activity moving into our area. This is the thunderstorm here, right in this complex here, and I think you can almost just right about here see that little hook arrow echo right here, just along south of I-70 right there. That's the one that's producing the tornado on the ground, and it's tracking towards the northeast at about 30 miles an hour. What do you need to do when you have a tornado on the ground? First off, if you're in this area, you need to first off be in shelter. That means underground shelter. That's the best. If you don't have underground shelter, seek an interior hallway or a room. Best place to be, I say, in a tornado warning like this is in the bathroom, in the tub. And you say, well, why would you do that? Because in the bathroom there are a lot more pipes surrounding you, water pipes, things like that, that could stop debris if your home was to be unlucky enough or unfortunate to be hit by the tornado. That will stop a lot of the debris. If you don't have a basement, that's probably your best bet. Grab a mattress off the bed, throw it on top of you, get in the bathtub and kind of hunker down a little bit. The best place to be, though, is in the basement underground. There you go, Leavenworth County. Now, folks, northern Leavenworth County, don't be worried. Tornado warning's not for you. It's for southern Leavenworth County right now, right around the I-70 area and the 435 split where this tornado is supposedly on the ground doing damage as we speak. Let me switch off and get the other radar up, and I'll be right back.
Closer to the Kansas City metro. This storm started over Thursday County, tracked over northern part of the north. Not so much tornado there. Watching it very closely now. We'll block Western and another thunderstorm spot where it's before this tornado showing up. And again, it is moving towards eastward now at a clip of only 15 miles per hour. So it's moving at a slower pace. Meteorologist Tom Watson is around 14 checking everything. If you're coming in live, Tom, I want you to speak up and let us know the latest with the tornado.
Hey, Gavin, just wanted to let folks know that the tornado sirens are now being sounded to be folks in Wyandotte. Now, it looks like as about 5 minutes ago, you were now sounding the sirens in Wyandotte County as well as continue to report to roll to the north or east-northeast now at about 30 miles an hour. And another report in your south of Convenancy, east-side gale at 60 mile an hour wind. I think that's going to be on the kind of the back side of that storm now. But again, right along the Interstate 70 corridor, we do have a confirmed report of a tornado with this storm now, a tornado on the ground that's continuing to really roll right along the Interstate 70 corridor, heading very close to Bonner Springs, kind of right in between Bonner Springs and Barger, as it continues to roll to the east and east-northeast about 20 to 30 miles an hour. So if you're in the path of this storm, and again, just this week, I'm getting another report here. This week, law enforcement reported a tornado located south of Convenancy, northeast at 14 miles an hour. Again, an update here, law enforcement reported a tornado south of Convenancy, northeast at 14 miles an hour. So that is the very latest report now that we're getting. And again, folks, Wyandotte County, you are hearing the tornado sirens going off as well. You are now on the front flank of the storm. But again, the rotation itself is now rolling right down Interstate 70, rolling really right along the interstate. We'll be heading right around Bonner Springs here very shortly. So get to the tornado safe location as this tornado warning does remain in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. We do have a report of a tornado on the ground.
Weather, go ahead.
Rolling right along the interstate. In addition, anywhere in this area, you're going to have very heavy rain, in addition to potentially a golf ball-sized hail.
Okay, meteorologist David Barger here again with you, and I just want to bring you up to date that we did check with the National Weather Service. Let me get the right radar up. There we go. They are saying that this tornado remains on the ground along I-70, folks, and that's bad news, I know. But this tornado is right here along I-70. It's tracking. It's almost into Bonner Springs. So if you are in Bonner Springs, Edwardsville, you really should be in the basement at this time or in some kind of reinforced building because, folks, it's tracking straight along the interstate, moving right into Bonner Springs. It's going to take it right into the Kansas Speedway, the Legends, and into the Community America Ballpark area also in just the next 15-20 minutes or so. They say it's slowed down a little bit, but it's still producing debris on the ground, and it is moving east right along I-70 right now. Probably folks in their cars trying to get into underpasses. Bad idea. I know you think you're supposed to go up underneath an underpass. Bad idea. It's been proven that it is a very dangerous thing to do. You should be instead down on the ground in the ditch with your head covered and watching for tornado or debris in the area. But it is tracking right along I-70, moving about 15-20 miles an hour straight towards the east. So if you are living along the I-70 corridor, either north around Highway 73, down south along Highway 32 and 435 split, you should be in a basement at this time or some of a reinforced building because this tornado is on the ground and it is doing damage, and you need to be educated about what to do. Just stay calm. You don't need to panic. Stay calm, but you've probably already thought it out. You've probably already said what you need to do if a tornado happens, and now this is the time to go into action and use your emergency plan for your family, because you can see it right here, that pink area. Right on through that area there is where the Kansas Highway Patrol said, yeah, this thing's on the ground, and yes, it is tracking towards the east at about 15 miles an hour, and yes, it's going to be a big problem for us because it's causing damage on the ground. So again, tornado warning for southern Leavenworth County, and I dare say Wyandotte County. You're probably going to be under a tornado warning here very, very quickly also. Now, folks, you can see northwestern Johnson County as it kind of bulges up there into Wyandotte County. They're probably going to have to watch this storm also as it moves towards the east at 15 miles an hour. But we here at the MetroWeather Severe Storms Forecast Center want to remind you, stay calm, do what you have to do, and get your loved ones to safety as the storm moves off towards the east at 15 miles an hour. Stand by just a moment.
Sounding our sirens the second time based on the continued activity out west of us.
Appears to be getting rain wrapped right now. It's hard to see.
The tornado looks like it's starting to get a little bit rain wrapped, which is going to make it a little more difficult to see. So
Seeing an awful lot of
we acknowledge that you are sounding your sirens. Pleasant Hill weather clear.
Okay, again, what's going on? Wyandotte County sounding their sirens again. The tornado is beginning to be rain wrapped, which means it has a very strong rotation. It's pulling rain all the way around it, but dangerously so because that provides a curtain for it. You're not going to see it coming. All you'll see is a big rain shaft heading your way. We'll get back to our close-in radar here in just a minute, and I'll show you what's going on. In fact, let me step off as I continue to tell you about rain-wrapped tornadoes. Very common down in the south. Thunderstorms that produce tornadoes are very common with rain-wrapped tornadoes. And what happens is because the atmosphere is being milked and really raining very hard, the tornado, with its very strong rotation, starts to pull the rain around it and into that rotation, and that adds as a curtain. You just can't see it coming in your direction. All you can do is hear the roar of the tornado sirens, and everything like that coming your way. We're starting to get a little lightning and thunder here at the Metro Weather Center also. Unfortunately, our secondary radar is having some problems, and I'd like to get back to it, but technically we're not going to be able to, it doesn't look like, because we're just not being able to get what I need from that. Let's see if we can't try one more time. Perhaps we'll be able to get something on the air for you. And we're standing by here just to see. And it's just not going to work right now. But there you can see on the radar the picture of what's going on. This is Wyandotte County, folks. They're sounding their sirens now for Wyandotte County, because look right here. That is the thunderstorm that's producing the tornado that's moving into the Kansas City metro area. And you'll notice right about here, when this thunderstorm comes in, see that little hook right there south of that I-70 sign? That is approximately where the tornado is, and it remains on the ground from what our spotters are telling us out in the field. I'm going to step across here just a moment, kind of show you that the metro area itself downtown really not having any problems. the red county, Leavenworth, that is your tornado warning at this time. Flash flood warnings for Platte County, Clay County, Platte County, Wyandotte County too. But Wyandotte County has gone ahead and sounded their sirens due to the storm that's moving into the west with that tornado on the ground. And we're still kind of trying to get with the spotters out in the field to say, hey, do you still see this thing on the ground, or has it gone up into the clouds? Let me step off so you can see the current conditions.
Most current MetroWeather Doppler radar. Please stay with MetroWeather for continuous coverage on the severe weather in the area. The most intense storms in the area will be indicated by the legend on the left of your screen. The movement of the most intense.
Okay, what we're hearing now from our spotters is that this thunderstorm, according to the Kansas Highway Patrol, remains north of I-70 right now, just south of Tonganoxie. So that's right in this area here, Tonganoxie, right about that area there, and it continues on the ground. So it is still on the ground. That is a bona fide tornado warning for southern Leavenworth County. It's continuing to move towards the northeast now at about 15 miles per hour. Now, according to the spotters in the field also, they say it's still going to come close to the Kansas Speedway, and so they're watching it very closely. And Wyandotte County, very wisely, this area here of western Wyandotte County, they've sounded the tornado sirens too. Leavenworth County, that is the red county, that is the tornado warning that continues till 7 o'clock, another 5 minutes or so. But as you saw on the radar, it's not moving out of Leavenworth County that fast, so I'll probably guarantee we'll continue a tornado warning for Leavenworth County probably till 7:30, and then Wyandotte County, and then you got to watch out for Platte County, Missouri. I'll be right back. We'll keep you advised.
Cities of Wichita, Topeka, Salina, and Tulsa. The most severe storms are indicated now as we take a look at our MetroWeather storm tracker information. The legend on the left indicates what type of weather is indicated by MetroWeather Doppler radar. Let's zoom back in and take a closer look again at local radar with our MetroWeather Doppler radar. This is the very latest radar image showing the movement of the storm through the metro area. Please take appropriate measures to make sure you and your family are safe. Here is a county-by-county breakdown of current severe weather warnings. Counties will be filled in with the color represented on the left side of your screen only if severe weather has been indicated by Doppler radar. We will return to our daily weather programming when the severe weather event ends. MetroWeather is presently covering the severe weather situation in the Kansas City area. Here is a look at the most current MetroWeather Doppler radar. Please stay with MetroWeather for continuous coverage on the severe weather in the area.
Okay, meteorologist David Barger back here with you. Thankfully, we got our radar back up, our secondary radar. Very good picture we're showing right now. Bayshore, Kansas, right here. There is that tornadic vorticity signature, the little red triangle. Bonner Springs, just to the south of that, Edwardsville. But you can see it's tracking. There's I-70 right there. There's the 435 split. Right in this area is the Speedway. They've got this tornadic thunderstorm moving just to the north of the Speedway Community America Ballpark area, but it is remaining on the ground, and the unfortunate news is that it is rain wrapped. It's pulling rain into it. They're having a hard time seeing this thing, but what they are seeing is a debris cloud still on the ground as it moves towards the northeast at about 30 miles an hour.
Tornado warning for
Stand by.
southeastern Leavenworth and western Wyandotte until 7:30.
Okay, Wyandotte County. Southwestern Wyandotte County, southeastern Leavenworth County, tornado warning now going on until 7:30 this evening. I'm going to step off here just a moment. Let me go over here and turn that thing off. But that's what's going on right now, a tornado warning for southwestern Wyandotte County and also into Leavenworth County also. Now southeastern Leavenworth County, there you see the tornadic vorticity signature, the little red triangle. There it tracks right in just north of Bonner Springs and Edwardsville, but right just so very close to that entertainment area up there, the Legends and the track and everything, Kansas Speedway. But it is on the ground and it's moving about 25 miles an hour, they said now. It probably has picked up a little bit of speed. But remember, it's rain wrapped, so all that moisture is going right into the tornado itself, and it's kind of pulling a shield over it so no one can see it, and it's causing damage. And the only way you can see it when it's that done is that you see a debris cloud, things being hit. We do have reports of property damage around 206th Street and I-70. So 206th Street and I-70 out western areas of Wyandotte and southeastern Leavenworth. We have barn damage there, so it has evidently hit the barn, and it continues to track on. Now it's going to be getting into more populated areas here very quickly, and it remains on the ground now. This thing's remained on the ground for a good 15-20 minutes, and that's very unusual for a tornado that's rain wrapped, because it's using a lot.
In the lower 80s for this afternoon. Expect some travel weather delays across the Chicago area.
But it could be a quarter-mile wide, half-mile wide. It could be 100 yards wide. We just don't know at this time. There's so many unknowns. Everybody out in the field is busy trying to do what they need to do to warn the National Weather Service and law enforcement so they can tell you where the storm is, and then we can relay also that information. But right now, it's just south of Basehor, just north of Bonner Springs and Edwardsville, but tracking just to the north of the 435 I-35 split. So people in North Kansas City, you're going to have to watch out for this storm, because it's moving, Kansas City, Kansas, because it's moving right into your area now too. And I know that it's populated area just to the north there of State Avenue, I believe it is, and that's where the tornado's headed right now. So if you are watching Metro Weather right now, you should be in a reinforced building, in your basement. Get down into shelter somewhere, because this thunderstorm is producing a tornado on the ground, and there's a tornado warning in effect for Wyandotte County now and southeastern Leavenworth County until 7:30 this evening. Folks, that's a whole half hour yet, and this thunderstorm has not yet pulled that tornado up out from the National Weather Service. Let's listen in so I can get that information real quickly.
The National Weather Service in Topeka has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for western Douglas County and east central.
Okay, that's out of Topeka. It's western Douglas County. That's out of our viewing area, so we're not going to worry about it. But the Highway Patrol was saying that they did see some spin in the clouds out that way also, and it was causing for some concern too. And what we're mainly watching right now is this tornadic thunderstorm that's moving along I-70 and causing damage as it does so. And we've not yet heard from any of the warning people out there as of yet that, hey, this thunderstorm, it could be lifted up now and the tornado could be gone. But we just don't know. Let me switch back to the other radar for just a second, and I'll be back with some more information, and we'll keep you advised on the current situation.
Legend on the left indicates what type of weather is indicated by MetroWeather Doppler radar. Simple. Heavy rain, damaging winds, hail, and tornadic activity are all possible with these storms. MetroWeather Doppler radar now takes a look at a wider area to let you know what may be still approaching the Kansas City area. Stay tuned to MetroWeather to receive the very latest information on this severe weather situation. Here's a look at the county's
Certainly there for that to redevelop.
Well, I want to bring you up to date on your rules too for severe weather. Remember, with this tornado warning, you need to be in a real reinforced building. Now, we're getting reports that this tornado may have lifted off the ground. That's good news, because it was headed for a pretty populated area, but that is not confirmed. So let's go ahead and assume, because the tornado warning is in effect for Wyandotte County and southeastern Leavenworth County till 7:30, let's just assume it's on the ground and stay where you're supposed to be, in your shelter, in your basement, and keep people safe until this storm passes, because we are getting new rotation now out by Basehor, Kansas, and that's probably going to produce a tornado at any time, so we're watching for that. Here's the tornado warning for Leavenworth County. Now we should have that in red also because Wyandotte County is included in a tornado warning also until 7:30, but don't let the colors fool you. You just listen to me. We'll keep you up to date and keep you advised as this dangerous thunderstorm complex moves through the Kansas City metro area here. Storm photos, we'd sure like to see them. Send them to weather@kcmetroweather.com. That's weather@kcmetroweather.com, and we'll put it on our webpage, which is kcondemand.com, and just click on the Metro Weather icon, and we'll help you. We'll put those thunderstorm pictures up on the web, and perhaps maybe we'll get some lucky ones that may have gotten some tornado pictures too. Here's your warnings. Now remember, don't worry about the colors, but the red is tornado warning, the blue is a flash flood warning, but Wyandotte County, we should have you covered in red, and we're looking into that now. Kind of have a little bit of a technical bug in getting these colors up, but western Wyandotte County, you are under a tornado warning also till 7:30, and there's why. You can see what's happening. These thunderstorms in Leavenworth County, but was producing a tornado on the ground at one time with damage, also has more rotation in them right now around Bazor, Kansas, right in this area here. And so they're still staying with that tornado warning because that is producing a very dangerous looking wall cloud that folks in there are calling in and saying, hey, we do have that rotation, and yes, there is a wall cloud out here south of Bazor, and it is moving towards the northeast at about 30 miles an hour. Has not produced a tornado as of yet. But when you get a lowering of the cloud base, and you'll know what you see when you see it, and that very tight organized rotation around that lowered cloud base, which is called a wall cloud because it kind of resembles a wall that's stuck down from the thunderstorm itself, and that could produce a tornado at any time. So stay alert and stay weather wise. We're going to keep you advised here on Metro Weather as to what the warnings are so we can kind of help you out. But right now we've got secondary rotation, and we'll get you a little closer here so we can see it. But this thunderstorm right in this area here is producing another rotation in wall cloud, so we could drop down a tornado at any time too. So that severe thunderstorm and that tornado warning for western Wyandotte County and eastern Leavenworth County continues till 7:30. But as you can see now, the folks down by Overland Park getting away with probably just a very strong thunderstorm, but nothing severe coming out of that. And as we look off towards the east, Lee Summit, nothing going on except some rain, maybe some thunderstorm activity there also. Liberty, you're getting some rain. Our friends up by Kearney, you're going to be seeing some rain too. But the folks around here in the Parkville area, Kansas City International Airport, also up towards Kearney and Liberty, later on in the next probably hour or so, that thunderstorm is going to move through your area, and that is capable of producing a tornado. Now we do get some reports now coming in from our weather spotters that they do have some farm homes and some barns that are flattened out here in Leavenworth County right now along the I-70 corridor, and as that tracks off towards the north and the east, we're probably going to see some more damage out of that thunderstorm too. But they are reporting a barn totally demolished, a farm home totally demolished, and they're just trying to get around now to see what's happening out there. And we'll try to bring you in these weather reports and severe weather damage reports as soon as we get them here at the Severe Storms Forecast Center of Metro Weather Channel 20, which is an exclusive service of Time Warner Cable. Time Warner Cable subscribers, you're the lucky ones. You're the only ones getting to watch us here at Metro Weather to keep you up to date for the severe weather in our Kansas City metro area on this date, on this Saturday afternoon. The bad news is that tomorrow, Sunday, we're expected to see more severe weather too. So this is going to be a long, strange weekend for the weather in the Kansas City metro area. But again, we've got the tornado warning for southeastern Leavenworth County, western Wyandotte County too, that is going to continue until around 7:30. Let me step off and get some more information. We will keep you advised. Hey, let's bring you up to date on what's going on, folks. Remember, we do have a severe thunderstorm and we have a tornado warning for Wyandotte County and Leavenworth County till 7:30, about another 4 minutes or so. But I wanted to bring you up to date on what's going on with this particular thunderstorm. As you can see, it's almost already getting into Platte County, Missouri. Let me step off just a moment. I want to gather some information for us. It's just to the north of the Parkville area, Lake Wacomas, Weatherby Lake, areas like that. So that's good news for people in Wyandotte County, is because this thunderstorm has picked up speed and is moving off towards the northeast. I was just examining the rotation in the cloud, and right now, meteorologically, it's telling me I'm not rotating so fast as I used to. I'm probably running out of steam. There's still rotation in the storm. You can see it too. Look at this. As it curves back along and goes right back over here, there's still rotation in the cloud, But it's showing me also, as I did an analysis of the vertical lift in the thunderstorm and the velocities inside, that it's not spinning as much as it was, and that's a good thing because we don't have that tight organized rotation, which could say that, hey, it's going to drop a tornado at any time. But to be safe, we're continuing the tornado warning till 7:30, about another 3 minutes or so. Then we'll see what the National Weather Service has to say. With this thunderstorm, I don't think it's going to be continued as a tornado warning, but certainly it'll probably be continued as a severe thunderstorm warning as it moves into Platte County, Missouri, and then on off towards maybe even Clay County, Missouri too. We'll have to watch it for that as it continues on. But right now, that's some good news for us. Let me zoom out on it just a bit. Okay, here's a wider view. Parkville, Weatherby Lake, Lake Wacomas, areas like that, moving straight towards the northeast. Not much going on back here behind it because all the activity was right here. But you can see now, look, you get a better idea of that rotation. See how that kind of curves back in there just a bit? Just a little education for you. That means that thunderstorm is still rotating up there, and most thunderstorms do rotate, but this one here had been spinning very badly, and it dropped a tornado, which caused some very good damage out there in Wyandotte County and Leavenworth County too. No reports of injuries, thank goodness. So far we've not reported any injuries, but there are some property damages, some farms and barns and shelters like that being hit, as that tornado was on the ground for a while. But this thing is moving towards the northeast, should be into Platte County, Missouri here. Probably, as you can see, there's Platte County now, and Platte City is getting ready to cross over the river into Missouri, and then we'll have to watch it for our folks in the Northland and areas around Kearney and Liberty as it continues tracks towards the north and the east. But that's kind of a brief update on what's going on and why we're on the air here at Metro Weather in the Severe Storms Forecast Center right here in Kansas City to let you know what's going on. Why that thunderstorm has been so dangerous too is because it's moving towards the Parkville area right now, and just north there, Weatherby Lake, Gladstone on further towards the east, and of course then North Kansas City is right along in this area. That's not really affected by the heavy areas of the thunderstorm, but up north here in this core area, yes, you are affected by that thunderstorm, and it is tracking straight towards the north and the east, and it should probably continue as a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't think it'll continue as a tornado warning, but the boys and gals down at the National Weather Service are consulting right now, I guarantee you, and they'll be coming out with some information for us here shortly. So stay tuned to Metro Weather, Channel 20, the Severe Storms Forecast Center. Chief Meteorologist David Barger here, and we'll keep you advised through the afternoon, and I'll be right back. Okay, Meteorologist David Barger back here with you real quickly. I just want to bring you up to date. The tornado warning has been allowed to expire, so the all clear will be sounding here shortly. When you hear the sirens, don't get all upset again, because that's the all clear signal. You can come up out of your basements now and your shelters, because the danger from this thunderstorm right now is over for the most part. But remember, it still continues to rotate, and we got to watch it very, very carefully as it tracks off towards the north and east. I'm going to step off camera for a minute. I do want to catch this update from the Weather Service, and I'll be right back.
Just a quick update on the storm.
The most intense storms in the area will be indicated by the legend on the left of your screen. The movement of the most intense storms will be indicated by an arrow with this symbol. Heavy rain, damaging winds, hail, and tornadic activity are all possible with these storms. MetroWeather Doppler radar now takes a look at a wider area to let you know what may be still approaching the Kansas City area. Stay tuned to MetroWeather to receive the very latest information on this severe weather situation.
Okay, Meteorologist David Barger back here with you another time, and now they're saying, hey, this thunderstorm here has really dropped below severe limits. So the severe thunderstorm warnings are over for that area. Platte County, Clay County never really had one. Jackson County, Missouri never really had one. Leavenworth and Wyandotte County, the all clear is sounding for you, and folks are going about their business now and kind of taking stock of maybe they lost some patio furniture, but there are some folks in Leavenworth County who suffered some significant loss in property damage, and we're just waiting to see, and hopefully there are no injuries that were caused with this tornado that was on the ground for about a half hour or so earlier this afternoon. But right now the all clear is sounding. There's no weather alerts out there anymore. So we're going to stay here in the Weather Center and keep you advised throughout the evening time. There are some heavier thunderstorms out west of us still, Can't see them here, but they're down towards southern Douglas County, northern Franklin County, along I-35. And they're still tracking towards the north and the east. I really think, though, folks, that to be truthfully, I think it's going to be a rain event now. I think it's going to calm down just a bit, and we're going to see a lot of heavy rain tonight, and that is why there is a flash flood warning for Platte, Clay, Jackson County, Missouri, because that thunderstorm is going to kind of park over the top of us now, and it'll be what's called a train effect. These thunderstorms will just go right up northeast like they're right on a railroad track, and it's a train full of rain, and it's moving into the metro area. So, thanks for watching Metro Weather Channel 20. I'm Chief Meteorologist David Barger, and we'll keep you advised throughout the evening time. Good evening.